So the second principle that I want to talk about is learning how to do and be to help you reach your goals and make that vision for next year a reality with a belief that is unwavering. So I was just talking about attracting more with that more consistent, flowing, beautiful, high vibing energy, and attracting more into our life by managing our energy and tuning into that inner knowing, that kind of that flow that's always pulsing through each of us. And it's always there at any time. It's really tapping into that flow. And so when you have a vision for your business for next year, or for the next 2 to 3 years, 5 years, whatever it is, I love a big vision. But a vision is effectively a goal. And when we ask ourselves, okay, how am I going to reach that goal? How can I make that a dream or vision a reality? The first place that most people go to is this. They grab a pen and they're like, pen in hand, sometimes even butcher's paper, and they get writing. And we usually do this by writing a list of things out, of thinking of all the things that we need to do to make it come true. Now, let's say the goal is that you want to earn $250,000 next year. You want to have time. You want to have freedom to travel. You want to spend it with your kids. You want to garden. Can you hear it? I'm describing myself, right? You want to take care of aging parents. You want to have savings for when the car breaks down and have maybe some money going over there, a couple of grand a month. Imagine that, to retirement. Your beautiful vision for this simple, abundant life is very much possible. And if you break it down as a smart, ambitious female entrepreneur would, you will probably see this, that you're going to earn a little more than $20,000 a month. That the things that you need to do include working with 20 one-on-one clients. You need to build out that course that you've wanted to. You need to learn about Facebook ads. You need to post on social media a little bit more. You need to start that podcast that you've always talked about to get more awareness. You need to engage in Facebook groups. You need to create passive incomes. You need to find a VA to help you automate all of that. You need to find maybe an operations person. Oh, I've heard about this thing called an OBM. Imagine. You need to find this person to help you build out your systems. And the list goes on and on and on. Just listing that out probably makes you feel that your nervous system starts to bubble. Your brain starts to tick. I might have just sent you into fight or flight. Your pulse starts to actually quicken. Those are all the things to do to get there. And this is how most of us start each day. A big to-do list that continues to overwhelm them and is never ending, because it is never ending. Then in the middle of all of this, watch your nervous system go now, you start to juggle sickness and a kid who the school calls and they're like, she's sick. There's a drama that happens over here. Your car breaks down. You get that email from a client. She's like, no, I don't like what you just sent me. I want to cancel. I don't have the money next term or next month or whatever to pay your second bill. And some days it's going to feel really hard, or you lose a whole week. You feel behind, and down you go in the spiral. So what about you approached your work in a totally different way? What about you approached your year in a way that helped you through that list and helped you believe in that $250,000 vision every single day? So when an Olympic athlete, I'm in France, so my kids are doing lots of Olympic stuff at school already. It's really cool because it's going to be in Paris. If you didn't know that, it's in Paris in July next year. So when an Olympic athlete prepares for the Olympics, Paris 2024, right now, they are thinking of all the food that they're eating. They are supplementing, not the right ones, not the wrong ones. Their workouts increase. But is that all? Those are all the things that they have to do. But how they feel and how they think and whether or not they actually believe that they're going to win will be the most important factor in whether they will win or not. This is the thing that separates them and that helps them run that 0.01 of a second faster, Usain Bolt, or jump faster. It's no different in our businesses than in our lives. And if we don't think about it, and we don't feel it, and we don't believe it, like that Olympic athlete is going to, they work so hard on their mental state, on their mind, so that they truly believe it. Like visualization seems to be absolutely normal for an athlete. So in our game of business, thinking it and feeling it and actually believing it. And do they miss a day? Absolutely not. It's not just once in a while where they're just going to go, yeah, I kind of believe it. If we don't think and feel and believe it, then our energy will never be on board with our vision or that goal. And tapping into, and I talked a little bit earlier about, the subconscious, tapping into that subconscious and bringing this consciousness takes reprogramming, because we're not used to doing this. We wake up every single day on autopilot, telling ourselves the same stories over and over and over and over again. It takes changing the stories we tell ourselves, rewiring for a new outcome. So if you're looking at next year and you want a different outcome to what happened this year, we need to rewire for a new outcome. Otherwise, we will keep on showing up, doing the same things, looking down that list of to-dos and feeling overwhelmed. I know you felt overwhelmed when I listed that out, when I read that out. I felt my nervous system go. Thinking the same things, feeling the same feelings since we were little girls. The subconscious goes way, way, way back. So how do we do this? There's the how. We need to feel our vision for next year, or for the next 2 years, or 3 years, or 5 years, and get super descriptive about it. This is the first step to rewiring our subconscious. This is scientifically proven techniques. Talk Tony Robbins, talk Joe Dispenza. Scientifically proven that if you get super detailed and super descriptive about it, it brings it from your it brings you out of your subconscious and brings this vision into your consciousness. We need to get writing and detail everything about that vision, not just what you want. Yes, all the things that you want, all the things that I listed earlier, but how it's going to make you feel. Who you are in 24 months when you feel exquisite and you're making that $250,000, you're making those consistent 20K months. You've now put away 25 grand in a retirement fund that's sitting over there. I want you to describe and think about how you're going to feel when you have time to garden in the middle of the day, when you juggle work and life like a queen, when you book that flight for August to go visit your parents, or book a holiday to Bali. How are you going to feel when you take your kids camping? How does she feel? And this is the difference. And this is what I want you to feel every day. But it takes practice and it takes work. I had a client who for a long, long time told herself, excuse me, that she couldn't and she wouldn't reach new financial levels, and that her dreams for her life were just not going to be possible. Not going to happen. She'd taken the possibility of them. We see they have this peripheral vision. She'd taken the possibility of them out of her line of sight, out of her consciousness. And you know why? It was a safety mechanism. And to stay safe in her body and in her mind, and to just get through, to hunker down, My old boss used to say, head down, bum up. And I hate that saying. To hunker down and just to survive. And so how on earth could she ever think about booking a trip to Bali when she was in survival mode? So helping her on a number of levels through my mentorship has helped this client bring dreams from over here back into her line of sight, into her consciousness, back into her brain. And we've talked about what she's wanted. And that's been hard. It sounds like an easy step. Yeah, tell me what you want. Tell me what your dreams are. Tell me what you desire. But it's been hard. And we've detailed what that would look like, how she would feel. We've also combined it with this work that I've just described, this embodiment work and the energetic feeling with us. We've combined the energetic work with a simple but a smart strategy. And slowly it started taking shape. She started getting proof. She had a good month, followed by a better month, followed by an even better month. And you see, feeling that vision for herself was the start of bringing it into consciousness. And this is the first thing that I want you to do to start planning for next year. I don't want you to write a list of to-dos. And that's why the Annuelle planning method is completely different. You're not looking at next year and thinking of, you will combine it with strategy and with targets and all that kind of stuff. But the first thing I want you to do is to detail it, how to feel your vision, and get super detailed and descriptive about it. And the first step to rewriting your subconscious is to decide and to detail. And this is why, people use vision boards. They do work, but there is nothing, I don't think, that is more powerful than writing it out. Because I think it's even more powerful for you to take those thoughts and physically write them out. Now, the next step is also super important to this, which is effectively embodying your desire. And this is to drop into this feeling. So after you're going to do your vision and you're going to describe it for next year, then how do we drop into that feeling and remember and remind ourselves daily? And that's often why a visual vision board works, and having it there as a reminder. That's also why within Annuelle, I have tools that remind you, and I have in front of me my why, my values, description of who my ideal clients are. All of those things are sitting right in front of me at my bulletin board. There's a method to my madness. So some simple tools like this. But we need to drop into this feeling daily if we can. Remember, we're trying to rewrite our subconscious. And there's a goal embodiment practice that helps you do just that. You will see, and I'll just scroll back up onto the Soulful Schedule. It takes the tiny little bottom left-hand corner right here. And in Annuelle, you will also find this in a big format. Now, this is going to help you do exactly that. It can be a big goal. It can be a big goal. It can be the big goal. It can be the $250,000 for next year. And I highly suggest having that, or whatever your goal is, also in front of you somewhere. And if you move around your house and don't have a desk, which I know some clients do, then print it out. Look, I print out my Soulful Schedule every week and print it out with that. So you walk around with it. It's like in there, over to the desk, over to there, over to the couch, over to your bed, and you walk around with that. And you have your big goals and outlining with that how you want to feel. So those things that I said to you earlier, when you reach that $250,000, how are you going to feel? What are the thoughts that are going to help you feel like that? And then what behaviors are going to help you feel that way? So if you want to feel inspired or inspiring to your community, or you want to feel excited or motivated or more calm in your life, maybe you're a little bit frazzled with your kids and with life, I don't know what to do. And calm is one of the things, and one of the feelings that you want to embody. You need to then think of the behavior, think of how you're going to act. Think of what you need to actually do on a daily basis to help you feel calm. If you know that having your matcha and going out for a walk and doing a meditation is going to help you feel calm, then you need to write down on the behaviors those 3 things. That's going to help you feel calm. Okay? And your thoughts over time, guess what they turn into? Beliefs. So this goal embodiment practice and really actively linking your behaviors to your feelings and your feelings to your thoughts. And if your thoughts are always, I'm never going to do this, I'm only ever going to get to 8K a month. I've only ever been able to get to 8K a month. So why would I don't have any evidence otherwise. But if your thoughts are there, then that's going to be your belief. And that's what you're going to repeat over and over and over and over and over again. And this is how we connect your big vision to an unwavering belief. You feel it every day. You practice it until it becomes your reality, becomes your everyday. Of course that's going to happen. Not just kind of like this figment of your imagination. So this process of approaching your vision and your planning for next year, and not just going off the charts, dysregulated nervous system as soon as you list out that great big list of things to do, starts with embodying how you want to feel with your vision and your plan.